Okay. So, let's see. Okay, he's going to use the Vespid to get rid of the shield, is he? No, he's going to take the damage. Okay. Makes sure to get rid of that. So, let's have a think here. We can go 6, 8. 6 is 18, 19. I think that's lethal, right? Oh god. I don't think I've got enough to do it now. I haven't got enough energy, have I, to do it? I'm actually going to switch my campaign points to Necron. 28,000. What's the cards today? Oh, Fireheart's in the shop. That's a good one. So how is everybody finding ladder? I hear that, oh, jeebus. I hear that Tau are taking over the ladder a bit. I've not actually played too much in the last sort of 3 or 4 days. I've not really played much ladder. So I actually don't know. Sorry, I just haven't played much Warpforge. But I actually don't know. But apparently, since the nerfs, Tau are really coming on strong now. It looks like it as well, because like Barik, MKS, Tamish and Frank Knight are all playing Tau. So different versions. I know they're playing different versions, but I think Tamish runs more of a so MKS, sorry, runs more of a Devilfish build. Barrett runs more just like a value build, and Frank Knight's running like a suit build. So that's good in terms of the diversity of the Tau faction. But it's not good, obviously, that it's starting to become clear that Tau are starting to essentially dominate the meta. I think the nerf to Ghazghkull's ranged attack has really hurt. It's hurt Orkz a little bit in that matchup. I think Orkz is still pretty good though against Tau. That is definitely a problem. If Badulko's back on him attack. Actually, this guy's pretty good in this matchup, especially with protocols. Gun drone's a really good counter to drop his stealth drone, so. Uh, but I think we take that out. We could clear here with the fusillade, but I think we're going to need that. Got a couple of options. We could bodyguard. Get rid of that. Mute opponent on. Like this. Heal and the drone port. I think it's this. I kind of want to play. Yeah, I kind of want to play Savior Protocols this turn because then we got Battlesuit next turn. God, that's an issue. Oh, now we can't drop the stealth drone. Kind of stumps us really. It's a real problem. You can just trade off with that and that. That one is fine. Kind of need the carry-on tactics. This build, by the way, is very good. Like this sort of like aggro-y, it's sort of leaning to the aggro. It's pretty good. It might actually be very good against Tau, so especially with running 2 units. Wait, how did he clear? How did he clear the ISIS battlesuit and that's still standing? Why what? Didn't this guy trade? Oh, because he's the long strike. Oh, okay. I think this is game over. Unless we get carry on tactics this turn, I think this is GG, really. Yeah, last game. This is a very good deck. This is a very good deck. It's not a drone spam deck, it's an aggro deck. And it's kind of quite heavily based on this target lock idea. It's something that I really wanted to explore when I was actually doing the practice decks. Something like, so like you've got a Mesos. I think you do run the carry-on, double carry-on, and the double. Definitely run this. He ran. Did he run Fire Warrior Breacher in there? He did, didn't he? He ran Fire Warrior Breacher because you play this. This card's important in this deck because you play this on 3, and then when you drop your marksman, there's more of a chance of this guy being protected. So this is like, I don't think you run any of the protocols in this deck. I don't know whether you run one of these, maybe you do. What the late game looks like around this though. Probably still run long strike because it's long strike. Don't know whether you're meant to run the Razor Sharks, probably not, but the instant damage is kind of in keeping. Well, he hit us with a Fusillade, right? So you definitely run that. Yo, I'm new to your channel. If you do some content on getting Eldar to hold up on the ladder, I would appreciate it. Tau and Orkz just wrecked them. Rick face at the minute. Well, Iron Hands, I mean, interesting you say that because my next video is actually an Eldar guide, and it's currently out for my YouTube members, my guild wardens. They can access that now, but the main video itself, it'll be released to everyone else tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. And I don't know how powerful it is. I did design it with Tau in mind, so I was trying to think about some ways to counter Tau. It's a Zephyr Blade deck. I think Shuriken is really good against Tau, and but yeah, you're right. I mean, the Eldar are quite one-dimensional at the minute in that they've got a pretty good deck in there, pretty good tempo deck, but they've got a lot of cards that are useless. So whereas Tau just like every card is almost in the faction is decent. You know, they don't have many bad cards. Balduco loves Necron's Law. He does. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what else went in this. Oh, I know what goes in here. The Pathfinder definitely goes in here. I think the Pulse Onslaught's going here. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, but what about the offense card? It's true, but I think you're using Pulse Onslaught more for finisher. Stealth Drone's probably going just because they're really good. Greater Good definitely goes in this deck. And while we're talking about it, we'll put Emergency in as well. Probably run Crisis Suits in here, right? Mind you, we've got, what have we got now? So we've got quite a lot of 3-drops. What are we missing in the 4-drops? Oh, the bodyguards, yeah. And probably the stealth suits as well. Although stealth suits might be a little bit slow for the aggro. Broadsides go in. I don't think it goes much higher than that. Maybe do you run the... Maybe? That gives a buff, right? So you probably run that. That makes things cheaper, so you probably run that. What are we missing from the early game, then? I mean, even the aggro deck surely runs the Vespid, right? Probably just crisis suits then. Just trying to figure out what this aggro deck looks like. Oh, I know what it would be. Probably Dark Strider, right? Because the finish the beat down on the Lord, yeah, that's important. This deck. Just trying to think if did he play missile drones? I see a missile drone there. Could be a missile drone in here somewhere. What would be the missile drone then? That'd be far. So I guess it's that like turn 4 option, isn't it? Of being able to use your warlord power, play a drone, and then you've got 2 left. That's where it's handy. I know you've got Pathfinder, Onslaught, greater good. Maybe 1 missile drone would be good in here. Not sure what we'd got for it. Maybe a broadside actually. An aggro deck. Maybe a broadside. Something like this. Something like this, I think. See what the early plays were. Just every time I get this card in my own hand, I'll lose. It just really confuses me. I just always feel really unclear on my game plan as to when I'm playing it. Yeah, so you always drop the gun drone, don't you? It's such a good counter. It's Tau specifically the gun drone, because like I can't drop the stealth drone. Maybe we should have just dropped the stealth drone and the drone part. Then we just gave up tempo there, didn't we? Yeah, then he played the Breacher. Then he played the... Then he played the Forge Job, didn't he? He also played a lot of emotes. That gun drone really that gun drone did so much for him. I honestly think that gun drone won him the game. I know it sounds crazy, but the gun drone basically won him the game there. Which is why I've got a deck where I just literally run 2 gun drones. Second live stream that I'm here for. Hey Matej, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming. Thanks for the content. Oh, of course, of course. I'm excited, boys. Next week is going to be exciting. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Next week is going to be an exciting week. Okay. I think I'm going to actually... Both of those are pretty good, actually. Again, do you know what? This is good too, though. Oh, man, this is a tough one. Well, I'm not dropping that board. Even tempo's important, that can't be right. Vespid for the rescue. Vespid, man. Vespid. What a card. What a card. Yeah, if you've not seen mine and Barrick's Uber review of the Tau faction that released yesterday, go check that out on my YouTube channel. It's a really good video. I mean, it's a bit weird. One of my own videos really good, but it is really good because I actually listened back just just from like to really absorb a lot of stuff Barrett was saying as well. Who's obviously got to rank 1, and I think there's some really good breakdown of the. Oh my God, he did run the tide wall. Okay. Alright, well, we're just going to drop this here. Will there be reinforcements next week? Ooh, who knows? Who knows? But keep your ear to the ground. ES8 turret came down turn 5. He used Vanguard into long-range units. Yeah, that was interesting, right? We didn't actually go that far in the replay, Glyn. So he played... Did he play his Warlord talent to get the Vanguard with the DS8 on turn 5? That's a pretty good play. Yeah, he's got a good counter here. Now, a really good counter to this is to do this. And then this. I'm not actually gonna hit face because I would lose to Fusillade, right? Is that right? Yeah, so I'm not gonna hit face there. And now he... See, this that we just played Greater Good is like the ultimate flanking counter. And obviously when you play a stealth suit, you're signaling that you want to flank next turn. So, Greater Good is a really good counter to it. And now he's like, oh, now what? The two damage from the DSA, it's going to put 2 on VAR can kill it. And he's got no way of healing because he's not on VAR. So, it's a bit of a dilemma turn for him, this. Ah, okay, that's the answer, yeah. Technological supremacy. Well, that's pretty good. That helps. Sure. We'll just take the shield here and trade for free. I think I'll actually drop the stealth suit on this guy. Against Omesos, I think that's correct. So yeah, we should get a bit of a shake-up next week, which is cool. Because, you know, I do think that the recent nerfs have kind of like... They've actually inadvertently... This is a problem with nerfs, you don't actually know what the knock-on effect, like the butterfly effect, is going to be. And it's kind of inadvertently made Tau just ridiculous, hasn't it? So... I think the nerf to Ghazghul's range attack is a big one. Also, really wanted to play my hero power there. Maybe I should have not played. Okay. You put that down to 19, don't you? Is that lethal? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 18. Oh, going stealth, right? I think this puts him down to 2, is it, or something? Puts him down to 1. Well, you better deal with the DS8 then. Even the blast from this is threatening. I'd rather see buffs to weaker factions. Matej, I 100% agree. I think now is the time to really buff a few of the weaker cards. Even if, and I know there might be a lot of work behind it, but even if they just buff 3 or 4 like really unplayed cards, especially in Eldar, Ultramarines, Necrons, I think that would really shake things up. Yeah, exactly. Self-sacrifice. GG equivalent. Equivalent's a good plan. Yeah, we got a fair few points. I think he's pretty high, I don't know. What Cube's playing? Equivalent's there, look. What time is it? Yeah, okay. A few more. I think it's correct to get rid of everything there. Ugh. Respite would be bad. Don't have the luxury. Okay, so that's good. Got turn 5. You know what? I'm actually pretty tempted to just like. Drop on Varnik's turn. Ah. Oh man, that is literally the worst thing. That is literally the worst thing for us to see. Maybe we should we have just on Vard anyway and just a melee attack like we did? Because he would have still had to deal with... what would he have done? He'd have had to still get rid of the shield. Maybe on Vard... Not on Vard, on She. Maybe on She was the correct player there still. I was thinking about this long range problem, but... Actually, yeah, I think actually that might have been a misplay. Yeah, I'm sad to see they didn't buff Ultramarines or Necrons on the recent patch, but I hope it's because the next reinforcement is going to be one of those factions. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping that... similar thing, actually. Necrons have a really bad time against Tau, any advice? Yeah, no, they do. They do. Okay, just sorting the music out there. GG, I think. Anyway, the marker likes it, I guess. Got a bit lucky there. Oh, yeah, the Storm of Fire. Someone's asking about Necrons. I think the. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I have a feeling that Necrons might be better going down a Imatech Scarab build. Bizarrely. Because Imatech's really good into the shields. You want the things. Want the choose friendly that died this game. I think you want this card. This card. This card. Probably Resolve, right? You know what? I wonder what if you didn't go down the... What if you didn't go down the Scarab route, but you bought for board and still played Tomb World? Is it that bad a deal to like get some lower cost cards that contest ranged from Tomb World? Oh, I'm caught in a couple of different ideas here now. Let me just see what the let's just see what the non-Scarab thing would look like first. We'll just continue in this, right? So what we're doing is we've gone with things that kind of contest the early game really well. Like the Gauss Immortal and the Tesla Immortal actually contest quite well. Obviously combined with things like the pings. And Imatech himself does anyway. Tau, question mark. So then we would... Now, is this card worth it? Is this card worth it? 3 energy. It's just got no range attack, has it? But it counters the 4 drops really well. The Tau drop. Other than the Stealth Suit. No, I don't think it's good because you're going to play it. You're not going to be able to trigger its ability on the turn you play it, and it's going to get taken out via range damage. So I don't think that's a good card. Obviously we want. We've got some 3 drops here, right? So obviously we want Praetorian. It's very good in a 3 drop. Is the Blade still very good? I think it is. And obviously Techno. Yeah. What about Deathmark? Deathmark's got 5 range attack. Is this the turn to play Deathmark? Is this the time to play Deathmark, mean? Spider's got good stats as well into Tau. Although, actually, it doesn't compete into the suits very well, whereas this does. Praetorian on 3 into Deathmark on 4, that's a bit scary. This could be good as well, you know. But this is good in a different build against Tau because obviously flying and the range attack and everything, but in this particular build I don't think this is good because we're playing early game, so it's never going to get its rally effect off. Still think you got to run this, and I think maybe you run a couple of these. This is really interesting. This is like a super early game type of thing. This could be a pain in the ass for him as well. Obviously want those, and we want those. Although, you know, Lichguard actually is... Is Lichguard even good in this deck? Is Lichguard even good in this deck? The Team Spiders are alright, Glyn, but they I don't like... The thing is with the 3 range at that... They don't trade that well into the range attack, I don't think. They do into drones, but once you get to 4 energy, you've got to be thinking about suits and stuff, so... I'm not sure about that. I honestly don't think Lich Guard go very well in this deck. Can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm not sure they do. Have Lich Guard got that bad that they just... I do think the Plasma Mance is good. So this is like super early game, isn't it? Maybe we only want one pulse. I feel like what we might want in this deck is the... Maybe we do want Res Orb. One of those. Essentially a methodical destruction. I'm not sure the Lich Guard is even good in this deck, you know, because this is about tempo, and also it's terrible against Tau. It's just terrible against Tau. It doesn't even really act as much of a speed bump, right? Yeah. How many 4-drops we got here? So we've only got the Destroyers, which is reactive. Death Marks are proactive. The Lich card just doesn't feel right in this deck to me. This is good. Maybe because we've got that, maybe we don't need the... Do we need that one? Mind you, if we're playing for tempo, it's a very good tempo card. Ghost Ark is more of a value card than a tempo card, isn't it? He's really only got Long Strike that deals with that effectively though. 9 health is flying. This card's actually pretty good now. Struggles with hard removal, doesn't it? But I'm also thinking the Triax Stalker's a little bit more immediate. Maybe the Triax Stalker's better. Don't want to go too top heavy with it. Actually pretty good. Got turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 with the hero power. We're going to keep the arc because we've only got one arc and one stalker, and we're going second anyway. Oh, come on, man. need a Tau player. Back this against. So this is the thing about putting this in behind the Praetorian. It's kind of interesting. I guess if we're playing tempo, we probably want to be going first against Imitate. Sniper is not long range. I have to remember how sniper works. It's been that long. Yeah. Okay. Should work on this, right? Oh, that's a friendly one that died this game. It's kind of interesting because if you're running short on cards, you play the Ghost Arc. Oh my god, he's used the Methodical. This card's alright, you know. I think in a Tau meta, this card's not bad. It's always been not bad anyway. But now it's like... So how are you feeling now then about that just of Methodical Destruction last turn? That's the kitty, isn't it? So we get that off the 5-drop as well. Okay, okay. That's actually... It's actually a pretty big deal. If we do this. Do this. I wonder why the Tau are doing so well, because what they've been doing in the last few days is shoring up their tempo. So you're seeing like much better tempo built Tau decks, and I wonder whether people are still living in the control meta a little bit of gas control. Could be what's going on. Actually lost the game with Tau to Uriel the other day. Maybe people want to be in general. If it is very Tau heavy on ladder, I think you want to be playing tempo decks. So if I was Eldar, I'd be looking at... The only thing with Eldar is I can't decide whether Galen is still correct against... I actually think Zephyrblade might be... Tempo Zephyrblade deck might be better. They're probably both okay actually, but... Uriel from Ultramarines. This could be a way of doing Necrons. The other way of doing Necrons would be Scarabs. Yeah, do a Scarab deck. I don't know. I wouldn't mind exploring this a little bit more. Question marks I've got here are is one Ghost Art, one Stalker correct? Is two, do you need two of them? Do you need both of them? Do you need two of one and none of the others? So that the end game bit is a question, but I think both of those are pretty good in this. I'm not sure about this card. I'm not sure whether we need this. Potentially you could play Resorb instead of that. The only reason I'm not sure about it, it's very good, but the only reason I'm not sure is that we do get one off this, and we do get one off this. So potentially that's not correct. But, you know, if you're in a kind of tit for tat with Tau very early on, and you've got this in hand, and he clears like, you know, your immortal, one of your immortals, and then you play that, it's very good. That's a very good answer in a kind of like uber tempo trade with Tau or anyone early game. You know, so if you've got Gaussian Mortal and that in your opening hand, that is actually pretty strong. Interesting. Okay, right. I have actually got to go because I've got a got some stuff I've got to go and do today. So just a quick breakfast stream. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I will have the Zephyrblade deck out either later today or tomorrow. See, I'm actually out this afternoon, but if I get back in time, I might do that. Otherwise, go check out the Tau card review video that I just released. It's a really good video. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next